So, welcome back to Arkham Asylum, where I have finished collecting all of the interview tapes and character bios, and I thought we would take a few moments here to go through the rest that I did not go over during the main campaign, as well as all the interview tapes, in case you missed some of them while by not watching the playthrough. So, let's first start off with the few that I did not get during the main campaign. Let's start with Alfred. Alfred Pennyworth, after a varied career, was employed as the Wayne family's butler when Bruce Wayne's parents were killed. Alfred raised the young orphan and reluctantly aided him in his quest to become the Batman. His many skills, ranging from cooking to medicine, make him Batman's staunchest ally, along with a formal demeanor that grounds the Dark Knight and deflects those who might otherwise suspect Bruce Wayne's true identity. First appearance, April or May, in Batman number 16, 1943. A skilled actor. She with mechanical and computer systems, expert in domestic sciences, willing to yield firearms in times of crisis. Alright, let's see. What other ones did I find? Here's one. Prometheus. A dark reflection of Batman, Prometheus was raised by criminals who were gunned down by policemen right in front of him. Dedicating his life to destroying the law, Prometheus traveled the world and trained in the ways of murder. Clad in an armored suit that maximizes his natural skills, he is a master assassin whose physical and mental abilities rival Batman's own. Imagine this guy as an arch enemy of Batman in a game. Who's like a dark reflection of him. First appearance, Prometheus number 1, December 1997. Pathological need to kill law officers, trained to peak in physical mental levels, arsenal of weapons, and deadly gadgets. Here's another one, Maxi Zeus. A deranged gang leader, Maxi Zeus came to believe himself an avatar of the Olympian god Zeus, creating a cult of gang members to do his bidding. Zeus became a power player in the Gotham City underworld. His criminal activities are perpetrated by his army of followers, and he believes overseen by the Greek gods themselves. There was an episode in the animated series that featured this guy, and it was pretty trippy, where he actually thought Batman was Hades. First appearance, Detective Comics number 483, May of 1979. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. Professor Hugo Strange, first gaining fame as a psychiatrist who declared that he'd fully analyzed the Dark Knight from afar, Professor Hugo Strange lent credence to his own claims by deducing Batman's true identity as Bruce Wayne. However, his interest in the Batman turned into a deranged obsession, and he's used his medical expertise to hatch a series of bizarre plots based around genetics and mind control in order to defeat the Batman and possibly take his place. Strange's fragile mental state has left him with intermittent knowledge of Batman's true identity, a fact that hangs over Bruce Wayne's head, for if Strange ever snaps completely, Batman's greatest secret might be revealed. His first appearance was in Detective Comics number 36, February 1940. Trained to physical perfection, brilliant psychological analyst, extensive knowledge of genetics, plagued by schizophrenic episodes that leave him confused and dangerous. And you can kind of see this little bio here as possibly a teensy bit of a preview or a hint at what was going to happen in the sequel, Batman Arkham City. Let's see, who else did I find? That may have been all that there was from that I got afterwards. Just those few there. I think those 4. So, okay, so now let's take a listen to some of the tapes. Let's start off with Joker.
Take patient interview. Subject has no recorded name. Alias listed as the Joker. In the room is Warden Sharp and myself, Dr. Young.
Oh, is this another one of those boring psych evaluation tests?
No, it's not. So, you're the famous Joker.
In the flesh. So, Doc, do you want me to look at
The white
photographs
flesh.
again? The first one is a kitten I had when I was a child. The second is, let's see, a dead elephant. The third is a Be quiet, clown.
Every doctor that has ever
That sound was
interviewed
me drinking
claims
some
a
water.
different type of
Sorry about that.
psychosis. Everything from multiple personality disorders to, well, the list is endless.
I do my best.
One
I don't
tries.
believe it. Anything can be cured given the correct treatment.
And you think you can cure me?
Oh, I know I can.
Well, was she taught a lesson in this game? I doubt she's thinking that now.
Take patient interview 17. Joker remains uncooperative. My earlier diagnosis remains true. I believe he enjoys his persona too much.
What's up, Doc?
Today I thought we'd try something different.
Oh, you make me blush, Doc. I have a girlfriend.
Dr. Quinn's out. I know. I've seen the tapes. I saw what happened.
What can I say? I'm a charmer.
Anyway, I thought it would be good to talk about your childhood.
Oh, ever heard of romance, Doc? I don't give up the goods for free. You'll have to try harder.
What are you hiding?
Didn't you hear me? You scratch my back, Doc, and, well, I won't have you wrapped in plastic and left in a gutter.
Number 3.
Take patient interview 20. Joker is more interesting than I originally believed. When Project Titan is operational, I believe Joker will be the perfect test subject. Good afternoon. Today,
How ironic.
Let's get back to our previous conversations about your family.
Of course. I was born in a small fishing village. I always wanted to join the circus, but my father wouldn't really let me.
I don't believe you.
My father was a cop. 1 week from retirement when the mob...
I've seen the movie. What are you scared of?
Scared?
Yes, scared. There's obviously something. Something that made you what you are.
What if I'm too scared to remember? It hurts too much.
Then I can help you.
I mean, we all know. I mean, we know about the chemicals at the Ace Chemicals building. At least if you've seen the original movie, that's pretty much the insinuation about the Joker's origin.
These are the private notes of Dr. Young. Titan is a success. Even my funding worries have been solved after the unexpected donations from Mr. White. Joker has also shown a remarkable interest in the possibility of a cure. Once the protein bonding process is finalized, I will...
Dr. Young, you ready?
Oh, yes, come in.
You'll hurt my feelings, Doc, keeping me waiting like that.
Sit down. You can leave us.
You sure?
We're fine. Aren't we, Joker?
Oh, yes. Well, it's
Oh
your
yes,
turn.
we're great.
I'm just outside, okay?
We're wonderful.
So is he here? Did your patient X arrive?
Yes, I must say progressing more rapidly than I expected. But enough of that. Let's talk about you.
No. Let's talk more about your Titan project.
My what? How do you...
How do I know you have Bane strapped to a table in the basement while you pump him dry? Would you believe a lucky guess?
And of course we found out that the Mr. White who was funding it was Joker's alias, as Batman said. And here are the notes from the following day.
I've been a fool. Joker was behind it all. He's Jack White. He gave me the money, pulled the strings to release Bane. How could I not have seen it? He's been blackmailing me. He has a crazy plan to create an army of monsters. I want out, but... Hello? Hello? Dr. Young's office.
Please hold for Mr. White.
What?
Hello, Doc. We need to talk.
I'm not doing it, Joker. Do you hear me? Wait. How did you get access to a phone?
Oh, yes. Sorry, Doc. Have a script. I hate small, confined spaces. Reminds me of my childhood.
Another lie?
Who knows? I certainly don't, but let's not get distracted with details. So, anyway, I want my monsters.
I sent you back the money. I don't want it.
Do I look like I care about money? I just want my monsters, Doc. And if you don't give them to me, well then, it won't be funny.
What I wouldn't have given to be able to have been there in person, just watching Mark Hamill do all of these lines for this game. Oh, man, the amount of dialogue he did for this game was just great. And I would have loved to have been able to see clips of him recording it. You know, just him in the recording booth. Just, you know, because they always said that he never sat down. He would always stand up and he would, like, move his arms. He would, like, really get into it. It was just a joy for those guys who were recording it to watch. So now we've done Joker, let's now listen to Harley's tapes.
Harleen Quinzel,
Call me Harley. Everyone does.
I'm surprised you want to intern here at Arkham.
I've always had a thing for extreme personalities. You can't deny there's an element of glamour to these super criminals.
I'll warn you right now, these are hardcore psychotics. Most would rather kill you than speak to you.
I'm sure I'll be fine, Doctor.
They'll eat you for breakfast. I mean it. 1 or 2 of them will enjoy it too. Be careful.
Patient interview number 1.
Patient interview number 1.
So, I'm your first, am I, Tuck? You know what they say, you never forget your first time. I'll try to make it memorable for you.
Oh, you already have.
Oh, Joker, you sly
Why do
dog.
the things you do?
Why do you think I do it?
Fame, notoriety, a desire to stand out from the crowd, a wicked sense of humor.
You're good. How did you figure me out, Doc? I've had doctors poking around in here for years, and no one was as astute, and if you don't mind my saying, beautiful as you.
Oh, so sly, Joker.
Now you're just playing with me.
Well, you'll never know, will you? Unless...
Unless what? Tell me.
The second time they met?
Care to tell me how these got in my office?
Simple, really? I put them there. Why? You don't like flowers?
I think the guards would be interested to know you've been out of your cell.
Oh, if you really were going to tell, you already would have.
How do you know I haven't already?
Oh, sweet. I like you. I really do. Even your name. Rework it a bit and we get...
Harley Quinn, like the clown. I know, I've heard it before.
It's a name that puts a smile on my face. It makes me think there's someone here I can relate to. Someone who might like to hear my secrets.
Really? Go on.
Not here, my dear. Too many ears and eyes. Come back tonight. I'll be ready for you.
Ooh. So you can see that's when he was pretty much starting to turn her to his side. Alright, so now this next one actually features a line from Joker that I just cannot help but laugh over. It's pretty funny.
He's crazy, you know.
Who? Batman?
No, Santa Claus. Of course, Batman. Always Batman. I've seen it in his eyes. Screaming mad stalkers. And dishonest. Hiding his face behind a fright mask. Well, no masks for me. I have nothing to hide. I laugh at the cruel absurdity of the world. But Batman, he's got them all fooled. He's made them think he can make a difference, that he can actually make things better. And the joke of it is, they all believe it.
The police?
The police, the media, the frickin' Junior Rangers.
The Junior Rangers.
The walking meat in this urban cesspool. Listen, sweets. Batman knows we're all on the same funhouse slide into madness. Why won't he admit it? He's up there in his belfry laughing at us. And the real gag is the miserable liar is allowed to run free while I'm in here.
That's really incisive.
Then you understand, don't you? You know why I do what I have to do. You know Gotham's only real savior is me.
That was quite a speech by Joker. And I'm telling you, man, I would have loved to have seen Mark Hamill just record that. That was great. And I love that line. It's like, he's crazy now. Who, Batman? And just like the response, just great. No, Santa Claus. Of course, Batman! And then for a second you go, you know, he could have been talking about Santa Claus. And now we jump to patient at number 11, April 1st, the last tape for Harley Quinn.
I got what you wanted.
You did? I mean, good. How did you smuggle it in? Actually, I don't want to know. So you're ready to stop that evil, murdering bat once and for all?
Of course I am. He needs to pay for what he's done to you.
Give it here then, quickly.
I'm guessing it's a gun. Yep.
Come on, Doc. We've got ourselves a bat to kill.
Doc's outputting. Say hello to your new and improved Harley Quinn.
Like I said, just a great job by Mark Hamill, but of course, a great job as well by the voice actress who does the voice of Harley Quinn. Unfortunately, I'm blanking on her name. I never remember it, and I feel so terrible about that. Okay, next, let's listen to Riddler's tapes.
Patient interview 21. Patient's name is Edward Nigma, also known as the Riddler. So, Edward, Warden Sharp tells me you've been leaving threatening riddles scrawled on the asylum walls. Again.
One would have to be severely paranoid to read threats into harmless riddles, Dr. Young. May I test you with one?
Very well.
What is it that walks on 4 legs, then 2 legs, and finally 3 legs?
A human being. As a baby, it crawls on 4 legs. As an adult, it walks on 2. And in later years, it uses a cane.
Good try. But the answer to all 3 is a baby. True, it crawls on all 4s, but cut off its legs and it can only wiggle on 2 limbs. Give it a crutch, it can hobble around on 3. You see?
It's horrible. How can you even joke about that?
Easily, Doctor. It's not my baby.
Woo! Man, that is a very dark riddle. And I'll tell you what, the episode in the animated series where they introduce the Riddler character is really well done, with the, how Enigma gets fired from his job, and then he comes back and tries to get back at that boss, and then he tries to use this maze, which at first you see Dick Grayson playing on the computer in the Batcave. He's playing it on the Bat computer. And this puzzle maze game where you're going in the maze, you encounter riddles and questions, and you try and solve them. And then you have Riddler making a real life version of it, where it's like giant, where you actually, it's up to scale for actual humans. Because then Batman and Robin having to go through it and trying to solve the riddles and this ultimate riddle in the middle. It's really well done to show how cool of a character the Riddler is, especially the one in the animated series.
Taped interview 39. Patient's name is Edward Nigma. At this point in time, I've yet to decide if Mr. Nigma is a suitable candidate for the Titan process. I'd like to talk about your childhood.
Miserable. Next.
By all accounts, that is where your fascination with riddles began. I believe discussing those years could explain your compulsive behavior.
Very well. My father hated me. Always called me a moron.
I see.
I was determined to prove him wrong, so I entered a contest at school. A $20 prize to the kid who could figure out an almost impossible logic problem. I won, of course.
And that pleased your father?
Hardly. He was convinced I had cheated. He kept yelling, "You must have cheated! Admit it, you moron! You cheated!" I swore I didn't, and he hit me for lying.
I'm sorry to hear that, Edward.
Don't be. He was right.
Patient interview 44. This is yet another interview with Edward Nigma. I have yet to make up my mind whether he's a genius or just deluded.
Why not both?
Whichever one he is, just being in his company is both irritating and exhausting.
Hello, Miss Young. You look tired. Anything you need my help with?
No, thank you, Edward. I am here to help you. We all are.
Forgive my arrogance, Doctor, but if you think I need your help, well, you're in the right place.
Let's look at it a different way. Throughout your career, you have specialized in bizarre traps and convoluted clues that more often than not result in the death of the unfortunate participants.
And if the citizens of Gotham were smarter, my games would be merely an amusing diversion.
Instead of death traps.
You really should be thanking me. Weeding out the ignorant, the stupid, the useless. But don't worry, I'm sure you would survive. What a lovely photo on your desk, Doctor. Your family. Mother, perhaps.
Put that down. Get out. Guards! Let's discuss your obsession with Batman.
Hardly an obsession, Miss Young. I simply feel an obligation to expose him.
You know who he is?
More important, I know what he is.
What do you mean?
It's obvious. The mask, the weapons, the scare tactics. He's a criminal. No different than Joker, Two-Face, or myself.
Most people consider him a hero.
Most people are idiots. They can't see Batman for the villain he is. Riddle me this. How did he get his car and his gadgets?
I don't...
With money stolen from the criminals he defeats.
Huh.
Why does Gordon turn a blind eye to his antics? Batman bribes him. The answers are right in front of your stupid, gawking face.
Edward, please, calm down.
Wake up, Gotham! No sane, law-abiding man does those things.
Huh.
No one's that selfless. Batman is as vile as they come.
Security! Security!
Huh. He really thought those things. Or maybe he was just trying to get her to think those things. If only he knew. He thinks it's all, the money from the villains he defeats, when he doesn't even realize that, oh no, perhaps it could be the guy who's probably the richest guy in all of Gotham City, if not, who is also definitely one of the richest men in the world, Bruce Wayne. But I guess he never puts that together.
This is my final interview with Edward. I have gone as far as I can. I can no longer tolerate his mood swings and tantrums. I have more important work to be getting on with. He will be transferred to Dr. Whistler's care as of next week.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you today?
Fine, thank you, Edward. You're in a good mood.
I'm always in rare spirits when I'm about to be released.
Edward, you know you don't come up for parole for another 3 years.
3 years? What? Who gave him that sentence?
On 19th Street.
Seriously, Edward.
I only hope Joker hasn't completely trashed the city. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find out soon enough.
Wait, have you been in contact with the Joker? He escaped Arkham weeks ago.
And yet, one hears things.
Huh.
What things? What have you heard?
Oh, something about a surprise party for Batman. I forget the rest. You know Joker. Yeah.
If you know anything, you have got to tell me. Lives could be at stake. What did Joker say?
You forget, Doctor. I'm the one who asks the riddles.
That is true, but again, who gave him that kind of sentence where he could get parole in about 3 years? This is the Riddler we're talking about. Alright, let's see. Next, let's listen to the tapes of Zsasz.
Taped patient evaluation 1. Patient name is Victor Zsasz. Diagnosed clinically insane after the murder of at least 20 women in the Gotham area. Hello, Victor. I'm Dr. Cassidy. Seeing as this is our first session,
AKA Ashley from Mass Effect.
To know each other.
I don't need to know you, Miss Cassidy.
Voiced by Kimberly Brooks.
Everything is meaningless.
Don't you think that's a very negative outlook on life, Victor?
You've no doubt read my file.
Yes, I have. It says you come from a wealthy family, that your parents died, how you lost all the money gambling.
And none of it matters.
Why do you keep saying that, Victor?
Because the only thing that does matter is the mark. Have you seen my work, Miss Cassidy?
If you're referring to the marks on your...
Of course I mean my tally marks. And I have a space for yours. Do you want to see where?
Oh gosh. Oh man. That's that can be misconstrued as an innuendo, as.
Taped patient evaluation 5. Victor is not responding well to treatment. Victor, yesterday we spoke about the people you killed.
Ah, the zombies.
They are all people, Victor.
Zombies! They are the Walking
Shuffling
Dead.
through the daily grind,
He's a fan of that show.
Liberate them.
You mean kill them? The police report states that you've murdered...
Could also be a fan of
or
that game. Or
liberated, if you
games.
like, 20 young women in the last 3 months. Each had her throat slit and was left... posed.
They were all lucky to be chosen to receive my gift.
I doubt they would agree with you.
Really? How about you, Miss Cassidy? As you take the elevator to your apartment each night, open the 6 locks to apartment 433. Remember you forgot to buy your cat food. Again,
How do you know
as
where
you
I...
sit down in your favorite red chair, cat on lap, just waiting for something to happen. I can make it happen, Sarah. I am your salvation.
Boy, you can imagine how much that must have creeped her out.
Patient's name is Victor Saz. For the record, the patient has transferred from Dr. Cassidy, who is on leave after the incident last week. Hello, Victor. Please, take a seat. Guards, you can leave us.
Sorry, Doctor. Warden's orders. I can't leave you alone with him.
I understand. Hello, Victor. How are you feeling today? Victor, I can't help you if you don't speak.
Depressed. Does that help you? Can you get into my mind, Doctor?
Why depressed?
I'm just thinking about the one that got away. The one I chose. I needed the mark. I want the mark!
Well, I'm a little curious as to how come Zaz didn't have a mark picked out for this doctor as well as Dr. Cassidy.
Victor has been more subdued recently. Response to medication has been poor.
Touching.
Hello, Victor. Is there anything you'd like to talk about today? Victor! This is going nowhere. Guards! Get him out of here!
You heard the doctor. Get out. Didn't you hear me?
He's got a knife! Ah! Get a trike in him! Get a trike in him! Oh, God! He's on Bill! He's cutting him! Get him off! Get him off! We need help here!
Who allowed a knife to be near Zaz during that interview? Where did he get that knife? Who would have allowed anything that he could have used like a knife in that room? Unless he somehow had gotten it earlier, but then again, how could someone have allowed that? I don't know.
Victor has been in isolation since the attack on the guard last week. As I wait for him to be brought up to me, I have had time to review his notes. I am increasingly worried he cannot be
You
cured.
think?
He has no empathy for his victims. Deep down, I believe he views all of us as potential
You
victims.
don't say.
Doc, are you okay?
What's happening?
It's Zaz. He broke out of isolation. He's gone.
Oh, God!
Don't worry, Doc. You're in the safest place. He's definitely left the island.
Of course. But someone needs to alert the authorities. He'll need to kill again. Do you understand me? Needs to. Oh, no. He's gone after Dr. Cassidy.
Hello?
Sarah, it's Gretchen. Listen to me.
Is your refrigerator running?
Sarah, do not answer the door. Can you hear
Well, then
me?
you better go catch
Do
it.
not answer the door. It says he's free.
Hilarious. She does. It would end up being a crank call. Okay, so looks like we got 3 more to go. Ivy, Scarecrow, and Croc. Let's listen to Croc.
Is he here yet? You're kidding me, right? That thing's not a man. My God!
He used to be. He used to be one.
My name is Dr. Gretchen Whistler. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I hear you, bitch. So when's dinner? I'm getting hungry.
When I was looking around for the riddles and stuff, I did see next to that like line of meat that they had ready to send down to his cell, I did see that there was like a menu like different types of meat that they would send down each day for him to eat. I had noticed that for the first time. It was kind of funny.
Taped patient, session 2. Patient name, Waylon Jones, a.k.a. Killer Croc.
So, is this the part where you try and reason with me? Find out why I did it, Doc.
We're here to help you, Mr. Jones.
You got a cure for me then, Doc? Can you make me normal?
Normal is a poor choice of words. No one's really normal.
Oh my gosh.
Figured as much. So, how about this, Doc? You let me go now, and I won't eat you.
You don't really eat people. It's just an urban myth.
Oh, you think?
Huh.
Keep believing that, Doc.
What an ignorant woman.
Sit down and shut up.
Shut up.
If you cash, I've got your scent. Your
And I've got yours too. Know what? It stinks. Carry on, Doc.
Please don't do that again, Mr. Cash. It's not helping. I'm sorry about the cough, but what can we do if you insist on hospitalizing 3 dogs?
strap on whatever you like, Doc. This thing
Whoa.
just tickles. I'm happy to wait here. Wait for the bat. He'll be back, and I'll kill him. Then Cash. Then you.
In your dream. Now get up. Now.
Now get up.
Patient interview, Waylon Jones. Progress has been slow. What happened back in that house?
Just business.
Business? What kind of business practices result in a house full of mutilated corpses?
This woman has clearly never seen a horror movie in her entire life.
Someone doesn't pay. They need a lesson. They owed me.
So you killed them, tore up their bodies. The police never found all the...
Like I
They
said.
should have looked in the sewers.
Are you saying you hid them there?
After a while. Usually takes about 8 hours.
Time to go, Croc. Get up.
Huh.
Patient interview. Waylon Jones, a.k.a. Killer Croc. Last night, the patient was pacified after a breakout attempt. Aaron Cash is in hospital. Reports state that the patient attacked Cash and in the struggle consumed his left hand. Cash is lucky to be alive. He lost a lot of blood.
Me too. I nearly choked on that bony hand of his.
That's disgusting. He could have died.
He's just food to me. And once I get a taste, I want the rest of the meal. You know what I mean.
Get him out of here. Now.
Got your scent too, lady. I'll see you around. Tick tock, tick tock.
So odd that she says it like, he could have died, as if that's supposed to make him feel bad or feel ashamed. He's a giant, hold on a second. He's an 11-foot, 580-pound man croc. What do you think he's gonna feel about that? Like I said, one of the most ignorant women ever. And she's a doctor at this place. Unbelievable. Alright, let's listen to Poison Ivy's tapes. First up.
Patient interview. Pamela Lillian Isley, November 12th, 11:33 a.m. Good morning, Pamela. How are you today?
Fine. Today is a special day.
What do you mean?
This is the anniversary of my new life. When I found my true self, my destiny.
Are you referring to the event with Dr. Woodrow?
Yes. What else? Of course, at the time, I thought Jason had poisoned me. But in retrospect, he did me a huge favor.
And why do you believe what he did has helped you?
He showed me the bigger world. A world I should protect. Of course, my first offer was rejected.
Offer? You tried to kill everyone in Gotham.
Well, sometimes you need to prune back hard in order to make something flourish.
Huh.
Patient interview, Pamela Lillian Isley, November 14th, 10:21 a.m. Hello, Pamela. Today I'd like to go back to something you said in our last conversation.
Ask me anything you like.
You said your first offer to help Gotham was rejected. How can you possibly believe that?
Well, what do you mean?
You released thousands of poisonous spores into Gotham, killed hundreds of people. How does that help anybody?
I'm not interested in bodies, Doctor. Horrible fleshy sacks walking around destroying my poor babies with their greed and arrogance.
But aren't you one of those fleshy sacks? Were a doctor too. How can you turn your back on
Oh, that just reminds me of that terrible Batman and Robin
But not
movie.
you, Stephen. You're
What was Uma Thurman thinking?
I feel we have a connection.
Really? You do?
Of course.
Not necessarily just in choosing or accepting to play that role, but how she did that. I mean, my gosh, that woman had just recently won an Oscar. And then you see how she acts in that movie. Oh, my lord. So bad. So bad. Almost everything about that movie is terrible.
Pamela, I got you what you asked for. Do you like it?
Oh, yes, Stephen, I love it. Such a beautiful flower. Do you mind if I keep it?
Oh, no, Pamela, I can't leave it. It's against all the rules. I'll just bring it and show it to you when I visit.
But it's me, Stephen. I get so lonely on my own. You wouldn't want me to be lonely, would you?
No, of course not. Keep
Oh, what a
just
sap.
don't let anyone see. Really.
No pun
You
intended.
can trust me, Stephen. Thank you. Now give me a kiss.
I can't. People will see.
No one's watching. What's wrong with you? Don't you love me? Call me Ivy.
Of course I love you.
But hold on a second, Ivy. Let me look at your file here. What's this? Oh, this little bit about, what is? Oh, yes, that's right. Your skin secretes a toxin that can make your touch deadly. So maybe I shouldn't kiss you. But then again, I am just a guy, so I guess I'll fall for your seductive powers. Oh, man. No wonder this guy goes missing.
Where is Dr. Kellerman?
How should I know, Warden? It does seem careless of you to have lost him.
I have no time for your games, Miss Isley. Tell me where you have him. We have security footage of you and him leaving your cell last night.
So,
Do I need to spell it out? We know you hypnotized him, or whatever it is you do. We know he took you somewhere, but conveniently, security cameras across the island were mysteriously covered by leaves and flowers at 3 a.m. Now tell me what it is.
I'm not saying a word unless you do exactly what I tell you to do.
Huh.
We found him, no thanks to you. The poor man could have died.
So,
He has a wife, a child.
as do the plants he travels underfoot. The spores he breathes in and destroys have children. Why does he deserve anything more than them? You people ignore what is happening in front of your eyes.
I refuse to put the welfare of plants before the welfare of people.
And that is why you will lose. There's more happening than you know, Warden. It's all connected.
There were some really good episodes. I was just thinking of a particular episode from the animated series with Poison Ivy that really kind of explored whether or not there was any part of her humanity left, and it involved like her actually having a family in the suburbs until you found out, oh wait, no, the family is actually humanoid plants, so to speak. But it ended on a note that kind of made you feel a little sad for Ivy, Even Batman was kind of sad for her at the end of the episode. Alright, last but not least, at least I think so. Yep, yeah, I'm right. So, last but not least, the Scarecrow.
Patient interview 1. Patient was referred to me after the incident with Dr. Murphy. He appears to have suffered a breakdown of sorts. I believe it was brought about after the loss of his wife and child.
Oh, gosh.
As yet, the patient has been unable to speak. Continued observation shows little...
I like how these are like, Crane is the doctor.
What he saw triggered his mental collapse.
There's someone in
Doing
here.
the interview session.
It's him. We found him.
continue my research under such conditions.
Step away from Dr. Combs. Now. Get down on the ground. We found them. Someone get a medic. Oh, God, what's he done to him?
Couple little notes. It's funny that the picture here of Scarecrow is pretty different from the Scarecrow in this game, but with that hat, he does look a lot like the Scarecrow from the animated series. I'm telling you, there's a lot of parallels of this game to both the comics and the animated series. And it's, again, like I've said, people remember how great of a series that was. And there were some good episodes that involved the Scarecrow, a couple of really good ones. So yeah, definitely check those out.
Patient interview 6. Dr. Crane has been back in custody for 3 weeks. Regular sessions have been inconclusive. I am not sure he is actually insane.
Good evening, Stephen. How are you tonight?
I'm conducting the session, Jonathan.
Of course. If that helps you cope, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Let's talk about the events 3 weeks ago. What did you think you'd achieve? Dr. Murphy is still in therapy.
I wanted to understand him. His personal demons, his fears. It's all quite fascinating, really.
But you were a respected doctor. A brilliant mind. Now just another resident in Arkham.
Can I have a drink? A strong one? This kind of question bores me.
I'm afraid...
Now you're just boring me.
Interesting choice of words, Doctor. Tell me, what are you afraid of?
Oh my.
Patient interview 9. Dr. Crane continues to evade questions. I believe he is quite sane, just evil.
Or just really dedicated to
no
his
interest in the people
research.
he has hurt. His research appears to be the only motivating factor in his life.
I think so.
What is it about fear that drives your obsession?
Fear drives everything, Stephen. Everything. Your life is governed by fear. Every decision you make is a product of that fear.
Don't be ridiculous.
You married your wife. Margaret, isn't it? Because you were scared of dying alone. You have children because you're scared of leaving nothing behind that really matters. You go to the doctors because you're scared of dying. Do I need to go on?
No. I think that will be all for today. Guards?
I think there's actually some nugget of truth to what Crane said there. You could say that he's right about some of those points. Not totally 100% right, but maybe a nugget of truth in those observations by Crane. It's like the line from what Crane says in Batman Begins, that he respects the mind's power it has over the body, and some of those what it keeps in the brain, like your fears and everything. That's why he does what he does. It's not I guess, they didn't fully delve into that aspect of the Scarecrow character because he was not the focus of that movie, or the main villain, but still, it was an interesting line he said about the Scarecrow character.
Today I have another interview with Crane. I cannot say I am looking forward to it. I've been feeling anxious. I don't like to admit it, but I think he's getting to me.
How are you today?
I keep telling you, this is my session.
It was your session, Doctor, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
You okay, Doc? I think... Yes,
Oh, he's fine. Just questioning his grip on reality. You should be doing the same any second.
What? Is that you? Wait, what are you doing?
Huh.
Get off of me. Help! I need help here! I can't breathe!
Like I said, you're all part of my experiment now.
Huh. Guess you got some gas in there. Alright, so the last tape.
Asylum interview 1. My experiment is underway. Working alone, I have created my ultimate fear gas. Its potency, a revelation.
They're all over me! Please, Daddy. Don't do it!
Come on. Come on. I have pumped enough gas into the medical center to break 100 minds. The
says it's not?
I knew it. What was it like? What have you seen?
Officer Cash, get this formula to the air conditioning system now. You failed, Crane. Again. I've been working with Dr. Keller in creating an antidote to the toxins in your cologne. He fooled you, Crane. How does that make you feel? Threatened? Humiliated? Scared?
Wow. So Batman got the turn on Crane there at the end. And that's kind of a fitting way to end it, with Batman getting the last word in. So yeah, that was those were the character bios and the interview tapes. I kind of wish that they had done it for some other characters as well. Even some characters that we did not encounter in this game, such as Mr. Freeze, Catwoman, Bane, Two-Face, Penguin, other various characters here, including Clayface, Mad Hatter, Firefly. But anyway, oh, that's right, Ra's al Ghul as well. So yeah, when we come back, there's going to be one more video I'm going to make, which is where we unravel the mystery of the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. Stay tuned for that.